Hi, I'm Greg Anderson with Top Tier Consulting. Today, I'd like to share some thoughts with you around the electronic medical record. The issues. One of the biggest issues around adoption of the electronic medical record has been physician acceptance. The reason is fairly straightforward. To date, electronic medical records have not adapted to the mental model that physicians use in their day-to-day clinical practices. 10 years ago, these issues were pretty arcane. There were technology issues, implementation issues, ease of use issues, and cost issues. Many of these issues, as you know, have been fully addressed or mitigated to some extent. But implementation does remain fairly complex in larger clinical settings. And, as you probably know, the issues around information security and information privacy have yet to be fully resolved. The benefits. When you look at the EMR more broadly, today the quantifiable benefits have been fairly well defined and are easier to attain. However, when you look at the qualitative and intrinsic value for adopting the EMR, these areas have not been as well modeled and are not as easy to quantify. I believe that in the future, once we're able to identify and quantify these values, physician adoption of the EMR will not only be attainable, it will be embraced, and the physicians themselves will become its champion. The answer. So what needs to happen? A major part of the answer is that the industry has failed to find or develop a killer software application that meets the needs of the vast majority of physicians. You may remember when Intuit introduced its Quicken application to help people manage their personal finances. It offered an integrated desktop, ran on a PC, and was really focused on meeting the needs of the masses. I have a question. Where is the Quicken application version of the physician-oriented EMR? Now, this may seem like an oversimplification when you consider the functionality between an EMR and Quicken, but I believe that the question and the comparison remain valid. The physician's mind. Many of the leading EMR vendors have been modifying and remodifying their applications for over 10 years. When you look at the technology in some of these applications, it can be older. And if you look at the functionality, we might call it primitive, as compared to the way we would design an application today that mimics simply the way a physician's mind works. When this happens, physicians will become truly dependent on the electronic medical record as their virtual platform through which they see and manage their practices every day. I'm Greg Anderson for Top Tier Consulting.